Hi. 1, 2, 3. Hi, hi, hi. There you go.
Hello, hello. Thank you guys for joining this lightning talk session. We have some really awesome talks lined up. A lot of cool AI talks related to security. And I would like to introduce our first speaker, Rodrigo Lajus, staff software engineer at Webacy. Please take it away, Rodrigo.
Thank you very much. Thank us for having me here. So, okay, I will talk about AI and the future on chain trust and safety. So, what's the deal with the future? So, DeFi is moving very fast and is moving with a huge amount of data. What are the challenges? More than 100 blockchains and different runtimes, millions of transactions per day to analyze, hundreds of scams launched every day. And given this, also, we can find a lot of bundling, sniping, and behavioral attacks on the chain. So what's our opportunity here? So the idea is to unify all this into signals. Once we unify these signals, detect which behaviors are being repeated, and that's, once we do, try to predict and prevent users from getting scammed. So how to do and accomplish all of this? Well, we have to do a lot of analysis on the data. So what's the takeaway here? Attackers don't change behavior, but that's a good thing for us. To give you a real example, this is all analyzed on base on October 2025. So I will read first the numbers, but we have analyzed more than 500 contracts, 20K new addresses created, and 31K contracts analyzed. So in these all 30,000 contracts, we have found more than 124K signals. What that means, all of these have at least a vulnerability. It can be behavioral or it can be smart contract. Given that, all this, on average, is like 34% of them were rug pulls. And in one day, 50 of the smart contract deployed were rug pulls. So we found that the ones that have more than exploit signals, that it means smart contract vulnerability plus behavior, it gives us a 9 times better to understand if they are a rug or not. So this is a lot of behaviors and patterns that we can start seeing. So as I mentioned, huge volume. We can find all the behavior and this repeated. And doing static detection is not scalable, because there's a lot of information to be analyzed by one person or one team. So what does this matter? Okay, so this is rough what we can find on the small data portion I mentioned about October. The hidden mints, if the contract had a hidden mint and the top 5% is more than 90%, like the top 5 holders, this means not the 5 wallets, if not everyone that is associated with that wallet, it's a 90%, it's basically it's a rug pull. So that's a pattern to be seen there. So when we found smart contracts being deployed in every EVM with the same singularity, like the smart contract similarity is less than 90%, is more than 90%, it's 80% chance of being a rug pull. So you can start seeing the patterns. If you can start seeing this with the fingerprints, we can do 80% early detection to not interact with that smart contract. And yes, what can be benefit for using the AI analyzing everything before? So when you find a behavior that is a signal, then users can prevent this. We can avoid to list toxic tokens, and protocols can stop exploits before the liquidity can be drained. So users can interact before that. So avoid the listening there. So what's the conclusion here to take here? Behaviors is very important, not only analyzing smart contract bugs, if not analyzing how the money is going, who is moving the money, and interacting with the smart contracts. If you only scan code, you can miss more than 90% of the scams. And what we can do is integrate behavioral plus financial analytics into your stack, so you can prevent users from being scammed. Thanks. My name is Rodrigo. Here's my socials if you want to contact me. Thank you very much.